Okay. Miss Double D? You guys can sit so long, yeah?
Ciao. Ja pierdolę rundzie.
Okay, hi guys, how you doing? I'm just trying to find Deon quickly. Yeah, wait, come back. Okay guys, just so you know, thank you for joining us at our media conference. We've got Gerhard, Steenekamp, Jesse Kriel and Deon Davids. Just please guys, if I can ask you, we are a bit rushed today and they've got strapping at actually supposed to be 12:30. So if I can ask, can you ask most of your questions to Jesse and Gerry first, and then we can relieve them at about 25 to, and then you can focus on Deon a lot after that. But feel free to ask Deon a few questions, but if we can get their two out of the way as soon as possible, that would be great. Cool. I'm just going to record.
Sit nice and close to the mics, otherwise.
Okay. Everybody's phones off? Cool. Thank you guys. Please raise your hands for questions, and then we'll save Afrikaans for the end. Mike?
Jesse, you guys obviously be very pleased to get those back-to-backs in Australia, where they don't come so often. To go back-to-back against the All Blacks, what would that mean?
Yeah, I think obviously it was very satisfying to get those two good wins against Australia. But I think we've already been back in camp for a few days and we've put that behind us and obviously focusing on the next week. I don't think we've even looked at the Cape Town week yet. It's obviously a big week for us this week, and I suppose the next big thing for us is training this afternoon. So yeah, I think it's an exciting challenge, something I think everyone's looking forward to. But for us, it's just about focusing on today and this afternoon.
Are the guys aware of the Ellis Park factor actually not really having been that kind to you guys? I think you've lost 3 of your last 4 matches against the All Blacks at Ellis Park. Is that something you've discussed?
No, I think it's obviously something everyone knows is altitude and I mean Ellis Park and whatever. But I think we're in a professional era now where teams prepare for that kind of stuff. You know, home team and away teams. And I mean we shot it going to Australia. Obviously there wasn't altitude there, but we prepared well and we won convincingly there, you know. So I think for New Zealand and for us, it's a massive test match, you know, and we'll both need to prepare well in order to get the result that we want, you know. So for us, it's just about preparing well, making sure that we get our processes and things right this week, and go into this game confidently.
Jesse, sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't play in the 22 game after the last place when you guys lost up here?
No.
Okay. What do you have to do to avoid those sort of, you want to call it a boil-up, or in terms of focus and preparing, what do you have to do to avoid those sort of upsets?
I think not look too far ahead. Like I said, biggest thing for us is this afternoon session. I think when you start looking a day ahead or a session ahead, that's where you stumble, you know. So for us, it's the biggest thing for us will be our next meeting and then our training this afternoon. I mean, and those are the things you can control: how you pitch up to training, your mindset of training, your intensity, your effort. All of those things are things that we measure here and are things that we can control. And I think that's all that matters for us here at the Springboks.
Yeah. Given the changes that have been since the final, I mean, we all know about the final. A lot more changes for New Zealand. Does it make it easier for you to prepare or focus on yourself, given the changes that have happened?
I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I think we've also had a lot of changes. You know, we've got, last week we played a completely new team with a hell of a lot of guys that weren't even in the final. So I think both teams are in a similar kind of space. We've got a lot of new guys that have come in and have performed really well, you know, and that have put up their hands day in and day out, and that have performed as well. So I think it's exactly the same for New Zealand. They've also it's a new 4-year cycle for them, and I think it's just about who can prepare the best and who can go out there and then I suppose execute. So yeah.
So I'll probably ask you the same question later on if I can get an opportunity to ask Afrikaans. But, and Deon will probably remind me that the team will only be named tomorrow. That's why I'm always confused on what to read out of when I see players sitting over here. If you do get the nod this weekend against the All Blacks, what will it mean for you, and what is your mindset going into this test, especially if you do get the nod?
Yeah, it will be a massive honour. I think playing against the All Blacks in a Springboks jersey is every young boy's dream, especially for me. It's still new in the Springbok environment. So for me, if I get the chance, I'll just grab the opportunity with both hands and do the best I can for the team and for the country.
Maybe a lot of questions we asked to Jesse so far. How does the mindset change going into this match? Is this another test match, or is there a change in mindset needed going into the New Zealand test match?
I think there's not a big or a small test match. So for us, it's just to prepare as well as we can, try to figure out where their weaknesses lie and try to exploit it. For me, that's all. There's not a bigger or a smaller test match. We need to win every test match and do the best we can.
Gerhard, it's been a bit of a breakout season for you with the Boks this year. Has that given a big boost to your confidence? And you've got a guy like Kitsi back in camp now with you guys. Does that also put a bit of fire under you, with the competition heating up now?
Yeah, I think I don't need more fire under me. For me, it's just a massive honor to play alongside guys that I've looked up to my entire life, and playing provincial rugby, looking up to those guys, and now being able to learn from them, train with them, and I just try to learn as much as possible in every session.
Jesse, you spoke about the change both the Springboks and All Blacks after the World Cup last year. One pretty significant one for you guys is Tony Brown coming into the coaching group. How big has he been in revolutionising the Springboks' attack, I guess, for the first 5 tests this year?
Yeah, I think Brownie's obviously been massive since he's come in. He's brought a great energy and a great, I suppose, not change in mindset, but a great way of seeing attack. And I think he's got the guys in the room really excited, which is awesome. And I also think he's got us playing a really exciting brand of rugby that the guys are enjoying. So it's nice to get onto the field and be really excited about how you want to play. And I think as a player, that's really great thing to have.
After that Perth test, Rasi spoke about how this is going to be a different challenge, another step up for the Springboks, considering the Wallabies are going through a growing period at the moment. From a player's point of view, what are you expecting this weekend in the All Blacks?
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive test match. I mean, like Gerhard said, any test match is massive. I think we all know against New Zealand it's pretty big. So, but really exciting. I think as a player you want to be involved in these kind of test matches. So I think obviously everyone's crossing fingers to hopefully be involved, and I think it'll be another great test match.
Sorry, Jesse, if I could just follow up on that one. How different is the way you guys are playing from last year?
I think there are. I think you can see quite a bit of change, but it's obviously you keep the core of what you've already built on for the last couple of years, and then I think Brownie's just come in with some different thoughts and different ways of how he sees attacking rugby, and also got a lot of guys using skills that they wouldn't normally use. A lot of guys, if you look at a guy like Eben, he's got unbelievable hands and good offloading ability, and I can name 1 to 15, and you've got guys with amazing skill sets, and it's nice to see guys like that starting to use those skills and kind of express themselves.
You guys are better than you were last year?
I believe so. I think if you're not better now than you were last year, then you've got a bit of a problem. So big thing for us is obviously we want to stay ahead of the curve, keep working on our game, keep working on our individual skill sets to contribute in order for us to get better. But I definitely believe that we're a better team than where we were last year.
Jesse, should you get an opportunity to play on Saturday? What would it mean for you? Because the last time you had Ellis Parkers for All Blacks, you're still in the field for short, you're off after 8 minutes of concussion. And with the way the schedule is now, these matches don't come on very often.
Yeah, I mean, any opportunity that you get to pull a Springbok jersey over your head is a massive one, and something that I would never take lightly. It's, like I said, it's the biggest privilege to wear that jersey, and if I'm privileged enough to get another opportunity this weekend, I'll do everything in my power and give everything that I have for South Africa. So yeah, that never changes, and it would be a massive opportunity if I do get the chance.
To Deon, we saw in the first test between New Zealand and Argentina that there were no scrums in the first half. We saw in the second test against Australia, we literally had 0 scrums. In terms of using a scrum as a platform, has it fallen down the pecking order in the list of priorities going into the rest of the championship?
No, definitely not. I think set piece will always be an integral part of your strategy in order to get the upper hand against the opposition. If you look at that specific game, I think New Zealand has got 8 scrum penalties, and obviously if you have that advantage, it causes a ripple effect, because from that you can gain territorial advantage. It puts you in a better position to score points from. And that game proved actually was a showcase of that, in the importance of a good scrum or a good set piece in order to get a better result.
Any other English questions, guys?
Yeah, cool. Jesse, what did you make of the way the All Blacks attacked an aggressive English defence?
Yeah, I thought they did pretty well. They were 2 unbelievably tough, fast, and I think exciting test matches. So yeah, I think New Zealand players, I mean, obviously I play with a lot of guys in Japan, and unbelievable skill sets, how they see the game, how they approach the game, like to play fast. So yeah, I think it was really good.
Gerhard, what have you made of the New Zealand scrum, just from watching? Like, you never played that game where you would have had an opportunity to scrum against them and super like, but what have you made of their scrum so far?
I think they have a very good scrum, very good set piece, and yeah, we'll yeah, don't know what to say. I think they have a good set piece, and we'll just make sure that we work hard enough on ours to make sure it's a good challenge this weekend.
Any questions?
So a question for Jesse and Deon. Beginning of this season, one of the things you guys haven't gotten around to doing was beating Ireland as a group since 2018. And obviously, I know you guys won 2019 Rugby Championship, but it wasn't full. How much of an emphasis has gone into your planning to make sure that you pull it through this time around, given the start as well that you've had?
No, I think I mean in every game when you don't get the result you want, obviously you learn good lessons in that, and you try to build from that specific lessons. I think we've looked at the game, we've learned our lessons, but we've put it behind us, and we actually from that we've actually grew a lot as a team and as a group, ensuring that we better in those areas that we thought we could have handled better. And I think that is part of growing your game, is not to dwell too much on the past, but to look where you can improve going forward. And I think that is the cycle where we are also in now, in terms of to look at how and where can we improve in the different areas of our game. How can we ensure that we build more experience amongst our squad and our players to become better, because eventually if you look far towards the future, the next World Cup, I think it's important that we learn as quickly as possible and move on and build on that for the next game.
Jesse, same question for you.
Pretty much what he said.
Jesse, you think the Springboks have gotten better since last year's World Cup, but do you think the All Blacks have as well? They've obviously got a bit of coaching group and they're learning themselves, but do you think they're a better team than what they were last year?
Yeah, I think they're definitely up there. I think they've got class players all around the field. They've got a class squad. They've got great leaders. I think they've got a really good coaching staff as well that have come in. So yeah, I do think they're on their way to becoming a better team, if not better than where they are last year. I think it's like any international team, it's really competitive, and they've got class players. So I think that in itself drives competitive environment. So yeah.
Guys, let's take a few more questions for Gerry and Jesse, and then they can go to strapping, and then Deon will stay till the end.
Just to see on the New Zealand the start of play, a guy like Deon McKenzie, they relied on him in the number 10 position. How much different that what does he bring to the attack and just the general start?
Yeah, I think David McKenzie is probably one of the most exciting players in world rugby with ball in hand. I think obviously been given a chance now to run the New Zealand team at fly half, and I think he's been doing a really good job. So yeah, like I said, it's an exciting challenge for us. I think obviously to try and nullify that, but I think he's been doing really well for them, and yeah, it's been good for New Zealand.
And then midfield combination.
Yeah, they've also got really good depth in the midfield. I think whoever plays, whether it be Jordy Barrett, Anton Leonard-Brown, Rico Ioane, they've got so many people to pick from there that are world-class players. You know, so I think regardless of who plays, you've got a big test match on your hands, and it's going to be a big challenge. So I think they're really lucky with the quality of players they've got in their squad.
Jesse, gaan gewoon Afrikaans, zodat hulle gaan.
Gerhard, soos in Engels gepraat in kort, wat zou het vir jou beteken, sou jy die rechtmerk kry om hier na die All Blacks te speel? Jy het genoem in Engels, jy het nog nie in hulle self gespeel. En die tweede deel van my vraag wil ek weet, gewoonlik vir 'n jonger speler, ek sê nie jy nog is jonkie, maar vir 'n jonger speler is daar altyd die vlinders, jy sien weer agter voor 'n All Black toets. Is dit die geval nog steeds in die 4-malige wêreldbeker span? Hoe spelers nog sien weer agter voor 'n All Black toets?
Ja, vir my sal dit sal vir my 'n ongelooflike groot voorreg en eer wees. Soos ek net nou gesê het, ek dink dis elke klein seentjie se droom om eendag teen die All Blacks te speel in 'n Springbok trui, en vir my sal dit niks minder as dit wees nie. Dit sal soos ek sê 'n voorreg en 'n eer wees. Ek dink my vlinders en my maag sal nooit weggaan voor 'n rugbywedstryd nie. Ek dink die dag as dit weggaan, as ek klaar. Sodra daai excitement ophou, dan dink ek, as jy vir die verkeerde rede hier, so kan nie vir die ander manne praat nie, maar die vlinders bly maar in my maag.
Julle het heel goed gevaar in Australië. Beteken dit die Springbok kan gemaklik in hierdie twee toets, of ek is net een toets gaan op hulle span?
Ek dink dit is ek dink ons kan met baie confidence uit die toer uit terugkom, maar dis 'n hele ander perd wat ons hierdie naweek opsal. So ek dink dit is elke toets vir homself. Ek dink dit gaan bietjie ander planne vat, maar ek dink verseker ons kan met kan ek sê die momentum wat ons gebou het, kan ons mee vorentoe gaan.
Ek is nie deeglik bewus van wat jou ondervinding is van die Nieu-Seelandse spanne dat Super Rugby nie meer Suid-Afrika is nie, maar hoe berei mens voor vir 'n span in die scrims as jy nie werklik al voorheen teen op 'n gereelde basis gespeel het?
Ek dink dit is moeilik. Ek dink ons is bevoorreg om ons oefen elke week teen ek persoonlik oefen elke week teen die beste paskop in die wêreld. So hoe kan ek sê vir my om in so 'n toets in te gaan en jy weet jy het die werk in die week ingesit, dan voel gaan mens redelik met selfvertroue in dit in. So ek dink dis maar al, maak seker ons sit genoeg werk in die week in om seker te maak ons is reg op die naweek.
Any further questions for Jesse and Gerhard?
Just one more from my side. The absence of Super Rugby has been a well-noted, well-documented thing. But does it make the New Zealand South African derby ever more special now that the players only meet international level?
I don't believe so. I haven't played Super Rugby since 2019, and it's still as special as it was when I was playing Super Rugby. So for me personally, no. I don't know how other people feel. I feel any test match against New Zealand is unbelievably special. So yeah.
Everyone happy with Jesse and Gerhard? Can they go straight? Okay, Jesse, Gerhard, you guys can leave. Probably cool guys, Deon?
Yeah.
Ross?
Deon, against the Irish, you guys sort of reverted to type, and it was a team of almost all the guys who sort of, won the World Cup. This time around now against New Zealand, do you think we can see a few more changes, than last time? And the second thing is, it's not often we really go into a New Zealand game where we're sort of considered favourites. Is that something that you guys sort of need to talk to the players about and manage expectations?
Obviously, we are in the process, as explained previously, where we try to build squad depth going into the future. But it's also important for us to win every test match, and we also look to transform the way in which we play, because going forward, I think it's not going to be wise doing the same things over again and expecting a different result. So for us, it's important to, as we go on, to make selections that put us in a position to get the best reward. So obviously we look at the players' current performance, the opposition that we play in, their availability, if they can be coached for the period of time that we want them to prepare properly for a game. So we will take all those variables into account in selecting our team for this weekend. I think we're in a position now where we expose some of the youngsters to gain some experience against top quality opposition, against Australia and the previous game, and I think we will continue to do that if necessary, with confidence in the ability of all the players in the squad, because it's important, I think, in the way we operate, that we assist each other, we help each other to become better, whatever opposition we faced, and that also then, if we get good rewards, creates an opportunity for the next player to also get his opportunity. And yeah, I think that will be part of our big picture in the selection of our teams going forward. There will always be massive respect between us and New Zealand, given the history. I think there will never be a Springbok side running onto the field and put themselves or underestimate whatever opposition, especially the New Zealand team they play against. And I think there's massive respect between the two teams. It's a quality team. They showed in the last couple of games that with their backs to the wall, how dangerous they can be. They've got quality players all over the field, and I think it's going to be a massive challenge. And it's going to be like this game and the next game will be, I think, with the same intensity and quality that is expected from a New Zealand-South Africa contest.
Deon, given what you just said about the type of the game and the respect between South Africa and New Zealand, do you think it can reach the same intensity as the World Cup final did?
But definitely, I think, as I said, if you look back in the history of the two teams, it's always close against us when we play against each other. There's good matchup in all the departments. The World Cup final actually showcased the same sort of intent and physicality and intensity, and I don't think it would be different. Any other game we play against New Zealand would be the same.
Can I ask you, just an injury update, are all of your players in this current squad, are they available for selection? And has the 10-day concussion rule applied as it lapsed for when it comes to play like Salman Mura?
Yeah, Salman is follows a normal protocol for the HIA, so unfortunately he won't be available for selection for this game. Unfortunately, we also got a hoodoo in this case in terms of our locks. At this stage, we know that guys like Lode Jager, Franco Mostert, Jean Klein, guys are out with injury. At this point in time, a guy like RG Snyman is also unavailable due to a leg injury. Unfortunately, I can't go into detail in terms of that, so he will be out for a couple of weeks. At this point in time, Eben Etzebeth is also struggling with a bit of a niggle, so it's also something that we will look at in terms of his availability for this coming week. But luckily, at the end of the day, we've got, as I said, we've got some good depth in terms of guys that have played up till now in those positions. Peter Steve de Toit, Ruan Norkier had a good game in the last outing. We've got an experienced guy, that Nicholas, which we've brought in. We've got Ben Jason Dixon have also played a couple of games at locks for the Stormers. So yeah, I think it will always be tough when you lose some experience, but it's also a great opportunity, an exciting opportunity to see the quality and what the new the next guy can bring within the squad.
Deon, where would you put Kevin at? You said he's also struggling with where would you put him 50, 89?
Now that obviously we will wait for the doctor's feedback on that.
Does the Monday rule still apply? You told us about the Monday rule that if a player cannot train on a Monday, that player automatically does not qualify for a test match this coming Saturday. Is that still the case?
Yeah, that stays part of our protocol and it will apply every time.
Deon, the All Blacks don't have Retallick and Whitelock anymore. Does that make them a bit of an unknown factor up front?
No, I think Scott Barrett, I mean, he will be back this week. And I think it would be massive for New Zealand to have him back from a leadership point of view, but also in terms of from a playing point of view. And I think, yes, Whitelock and Retallick were quality players, and any team that lose that quality, it will take them some time to build on that. But I think there's some good youngsters coming through, and with the leadership and the assistance of Barrett and Tupoloto and those guys around them, I think they will grow in stature.
Deon, just talk us through how happy you've been with the evolution of the ball in particular. There were games where it functioned well, the rolling ball, its evolution. There have been games where it's functioned well. There have been games where it didn't quite come up. But just talk us through how happy or not quite happy you've been with how that particular set piece has worked.
Yeah, I think if you look at the defense of teams, different teams, how they defend mauls and how teams have grown, becoming better defensively, in general defense or defending mauls over the years. At test level, it becomes quite a massive contest because there's different approaches of different teams in order to in how they do that, and that obviously ask different questions in terms of strategy, in terms of how you want to approach and so that how you want to approach it from an attacking point of view to get better rewards, and also for us, I mean, we've obviously dissected the way we looked at it and made one or two changes in terms of how we can execute it better, and we will keep trying to evolve in terms of doing that. But obviously, there's also other means in terms of how you can attack from lineouts, and when you get the opportunity to maul, that you use that as a weapon to be effective, and we will look at all of that means to ensure that when we execute it, when we do it, that we give ourselves an upper hand or an opportunity to get better rewards.
Guys, we've got 3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Can we do Afrikaans, please?
Can I ask just one last thing? Okay. Deon, just the World Cup final, there was one point that super criticized. I think this weekend, if you look at Ellis Park, I think there's also 1 point 246 to 247 in favor of the All Blacks. And you have this test match next week. If you look at the World Cup final, the Boks are the world champs, and the next 2 games, will that decide the best team on the planet?
No, I think, I mean, you play the World Cup for a specific reason, to become the best in the world, to win a trophy, and I think we've achieved that, and as a team we're proud of that achievement. I think for us going forward is just important to look at how we can get better in every test match, and as proud South Africans, we try to win every test match, no matter who we play against, because it's important for us. And I don't think we go in with a mindset to prove something different than that, by just being the best that we can be on game day, and ensure that we wear the jersey with the utmost respect and pride, and make the people that support us happy in terms of how we do that.
Baie dankie sien. Jy met korters as 'n samevatting, met korters, hoe bekommerd is julle oor die vraagteken oor iemand iets met sy kop, en die feit dat iemand nog 'n leer so saam raak nie beskikbaar gaan wees nie. En die tweede deel van die vraag is dan moes die gees in die kamp voel, is dit net nog 'n toets teen die All Blacks, of is iets anders, ander tipe toets wat julle voorberei?
Ja, elke toetswedstryd teen Nieu-Seeland is iets om na uit te sien. Ek dink nie ons benader dit anders as teen enige ander span nie, as om net te sorg dat ons probeer om die beste voorbereid te wees wat ons kan om die beste resultate te kry vir Saterdag. Ek dink daar's baie opgewondenheid onder die spelers om weer eens teen Nieu-Seeland te speel en om nog 'n kans of 'n treetjie nader te gee om moontlik hierdie kampioenskap te wen, en ek dink dit is waarvoor elke span speel in hierdie reeks. Natuurlik is dit altyd moeilik vir enige span as jy ervare spelers het wat beseer raak of moontlik nie beskikbaar raak nie, maar ons is ook opgewonde om die volgende generasie speler te sien in terme van hoe hy vorder en wat sy bydrae gaan wees, en ons het volle vertroue dat wie ook al in watter posisie gaan speel en gekies word in daai posisie, dat hy die trui met waardigheid sal dra en sy beste sal doen.
Great, thank you very much guys. Have a good day, dankie Deon.